What's good, everybody? It's the Cloud with Cab Show. The GOAT Tom Brady officially retired for the second time of his career, but I do think this is the real deal. Look, Tom Brady, what he's done overall, he's the ultimate GOAT. 7 Super Bowl champions. He went to 10 Super Bowls overall as a player, most all time. Not one player has ever been in 10 Super Bowl appearances except the GOAT. Tom Brady. I think really Tom Brady's longevity, his attention to detail, his really just helping his body, just going through the beating. For 23 years, he was in the NFL. Yes, 2008, he missed most of the season because of the ACL injury. But really, besides the 2008 season, it's been all Tom Brady, man. And really, he's great. The greatness in Tom Brady, the NFL is definitely going to miss Tom Brady. I mean, we're going to go on and realize, man, we had somebody special. We had like a Michael Jordan-esque we had like a LeBron James-like talent here where we're never going to see it again, you know? And we look at LeBron James as well, where it's like, man, LeBron, he's probably only got about 5 good years tops left in his career. And it's just like, that's it for LeBron. And now look at Tom Brady, 23 years in. He's over 45 years old. You know, it's time to hang him up. I really, last year he said he was going to retire. Then he came back. But I really think he means it now. You know, he realizes the reality's hit. The 23-year run is over. The ride's over. The camaraderie, the brothership, the brotherhood, the locker room, everything that goes with the NFL, that is gone now. You know, Tom Brady, he's going to miss that. I can guarantee you that he's going to miss the flights with his teammates. He's going to miss all that, the brotherhood that you can't really get back anymore. Yeah, you can go golf. You can go meet with different celebrities, this and that, but it's just not the same anymore. It's not the same as competing. It's not the same as competing in a Super Bowl. You know, like Tom Brady in the Super Bowl alone, man, he's 7-3 in Super Bowls. I mean, it's crazy. He has 2,838 yards passing in the Super Bowl, 18 passing touchdowns in a Super Bowl, 256 completions in the Super Bowl. I mean, dude, it's crazy. Over 13,000 yards passing in the playoffs alone, 86 yards touchdowns in the playoffs. Yes, with 39 interceptions isn't too great, but that's 47 games of playoffs, 47 games in the playoffs with Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady has that clutch gene. I mean, it goes, we can go back to the Super Bowl against Atlanta Falcons where they're down 28-3. They come back, the greatest Super Bowl comeback of all time, the best ever, and they did it. And then we go rewind the clocks a couple years before that. They play Seattle, and Seattle's trailing. They're losing the game, and then all of a sudden, yeah, Pete Carroll once again fancy throw it. They pick it off. Shout out to Butler, and Tom Brady wins another one. You know, those two really, we look at Tom Brady and say, man, he should have lost to Seattle Seahawks, and he should have lost to Atlanta Falcons. Should have, could have, would have, but he came back, and they won both of those games. You know, the only kryptonite that Tom Brady has is Eli Manning, dude. We look at Eli and say, wow, what a career for Eli. You know, 2-0 against the GOAT in the Super Bowls. I mean, crazy. That's the only thing. I mean, if it wasn't for Eli Manning right now, Tom Brady would be 9-1 in Super Bowl games, dude. 9-1. Only losing to Philadelphia. I think that was what, 2018, 2019. He lost to Philly, and then he turns around and beats the Rams. But you know what Tom Brady's done, man, it's nothing but greatness. 7 Super Bowls, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 league MVPs. Like, it's crazy, dude. Most passing yards all time, 89,214 career passing yards. Pretty crazy, right? I mean, most career touchdown passes all time, 649 passing touchdowns, 7,753 completions overall in his career. I mean, dude, Tom Brady's the definition of the GOAT of football. You know, if I were to compare it, he's like the Michael Jordan of the NFL. And a lot of people say, well, it's a team game. Same thing with basketball. That's a team game as well. I just think what Tom Brady's done, you know, when he got drafted. I mean, Tom Brady was a late round draft pick as well, where it was 199th overall, where it was like, you know, nobody's going to remember Tom Brady, right? You know, he's out of Michigan, and really, he only played a couple years at Michigan. He wasn't like a superstar in Michigan, you know? Like, nobody really heard of Tom Brady in Michigan, you know? Now look at him. You know, now he's the GOAT. And I kind of look at Patrick Mahomes, for example, and realize, wow, like, a lot of people didn't hear about Patrick Mahomes in the draft. You know, they didn't even know he's from Texas Tech. Patrick Mahomes, I do think, has the potential to not necessarily win 7 Super Bowls, but definitely go up to the 4 or 5 Super Bowl range. I really do believe that, and the talent's there for Patrick Mahomes. And it kind of reminds me of similar. Yes, they play different games, the way they quarterback, but it's still, they got that drive. They got that it factor. So I think what Tom Brady's done, it's amazing, dude. It's one of the things where it's like, how's this possible, right? We look at Tom Brady and say, how does he do this? How does he win 7 Super Bowls, dude? One player has won 7 Super Bowls. The most Super Bowls of all time is tied between the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers with 6 Super Bowls in franchise. So he has more than any other franchise in the NFL. So Tom Brady, I wouldn't even be surprised if Tom Brady goes to ownership or even goes back to New England, something like that. I could see Tom Brady becoming like an owner of a team in the NFL in some way, shape, or form. Yes, I could see him broadcasting as well, but I think he's going to go for the bigger things and go for ownership. I mean, dude, Tom Brady, he's a winner, dude. We look at him and say, is he the golden child of God? Did God just bless Tom Brady more than every other human being on the planet Earth today? Over 7 billion people, upwards towards 8 billion. Yeah, is Tom Brady the most blessed of them all? We look at his career and say, maybe, maybe. Like, that is insane to me. Like, dude, I can't really, my mind is still like, at all, where it's like, how? How does Tom Brady do these things? And yes, I will go all the way back to Tom Brady when he won his first Super Bowl against the Rams, the greatest show on turf, and the Rams were heavy favorites, and they won that Super Bowl, then they won a couple years later, back to back, and then, a lot of people forget that Tom Brady went out without a Super Bowl for about a decade. Ever since, like, I believe it was 2004, he didn't win till about 2014 against Seattle, which we look at that Super Bowl and say, dude, like, they should have definitely lost that game. They absolutely, Pete Carroll was not an idiot. They would have lost that game. But, it's crazy. I mean, we could go back to the 2007 Super Bowl against the Giants where Eli threw that crazy lug pass, but, that's how the dice roll sometimes. But I think Tom Brady's the GOAT because he's clutch. Ultimately, I think that's what it is right here. Where Tom Brady, he wants the ball with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. He wants the ball being down. That's what he wants. He thrives off that. He thrives off adversity. That's why I think Tom Brady's the ultimate GOAT. He is. If I were to put the top 5 greatest athletes of all time, Tom Brady's definitely in that top 5. I got Tom Brady, Muhammad Ali, guys like that, Michael Jordan, like Tiger Woods. Those guys are like the Mount Rushmore, dude. They're the top of the pinnacle. They're the top of the food chain, and it's their demeanor. I think that's another thing that separates them, their mindset of the game, their attention to detail, the way they just operate, and I look at Tom Brady and say, homage to him, dude. Like, enjoy retirement. Like I said, I wouldn't even be surprised if Tom Brady says, you know what, I put my life into this, now it's time for me to do a different thing. Now it's time for me to go into a different outlet in life, now I got kids now, a lot of family issues, with the divorce with Tom Brady, but he's the GOAT, dude. Tom Brady, he's the ultimate GOAT. Like, he can pull any chick he wants. He can drive any car. He can pull up with any yacht in Tampa. He can do all types of stuff, dude. We can kind of sit up here and say, yes, Tom Brady is the golden child of God, dude. Like, he can get away with anything now. It's Tom Brady. He's a 7-time Super Bowl winning champion. Like, if Tom Brady, were accidentally go out and drink and drive, I'm sure the police would say, hey, dude, you're Tom Brady. You're the GOAT. Let me follow you home, okay? Let me follow you home and get you home. I'm not going to arrest you because you're Tom Brady. You're the GOAT, dude. You don't need to get arrested. Stuff like that. Is that privilege? I believe so. But, Tom Brady's earned everything he's ever accomplished. Definitely in the NFL sphere. He's earned that. Absolutely, dude. All the hard work, all the stuff that we don't see what Tom Brady is doing, especially during the off seasons. We don't know. We just think it's all glamour and glitz and everything's all gravy and cake. But, sometimes it's not, dude. The NFL is a wicked sport, and a lot of the times, a lot of these NFL players, they're risking their lives here. They literally are risking their lives. They're risking their health, and a lot of NFL players don't make it that long. For Tom Brady to make it 23 years like a kicker, like it's insane to me. I think that his really helped with his diet, the body, everything. Mind, body, soul, and I think Tom Brady completed all that. So I think that's why he lasted so long in the NFL, where it's like, a lot of these cats, they don't last that long, dude. You just typically don't last that long in the NFL like Tom Brady did. So I think, Tom Brady, so many records, Super Bowl. Nobody in our lifetime will ever go to 10 Super Bowl appearances. Nobody, especially a quarterback. Like, that is insane. So I think Tom Brady, when he's done now, it's kind of the reality's hitting him right now. He's not going to get that anymore. He's not going to get the rush of the crowd. He's not going to get the boos. He's not, you know what I mean? All the people that hate on Tom Brady going into Pittsburgh Steelers, the people hating on him, he's not going to get that anymore. His life is going to be a 360 difference now. And I think that's going to be tough for Tom Brady. I mean, we look at professional athletes and realize a lot of them that have been to the top, right, have been at the top, for instance, like Oscar De La Hoya in boxing. He had a great boxing career, right? But we look at Oscar and, we start to engage in him after retirement. And even Oscar came out and said, I hate retirement. This is terrible, dude. He's basically saying boxing saved his life. Whereas I hope that's not for Tom Brady, which I don't think it will. But I think Tom Brady, he needs another outlet. Some of these superstar athletes that get all the publicity, that are on TV all the time, that are super mega famous, where it's like, all this stuff, it's going to end eventually. That lifestyle, you can't keep that same lifestyle anymore, especially when your days of playing are over. So I think that's a huge thing for retired athletes, but it's Tom Brady. So I think whatever he does, he's going to be great at it. He can get into sales and be the best salesman in the world. He can become a doctor and be the best doctor. Just giving you guys examples because Tom Brady is really the GOAT, dude. He is the GOAT. So I think we should not take him for granted. I know a lot of people hate him, especially people from Indiana. I'm from Indiana, so obviously we're Colts country. We love the Colts. We love Peyton Manning. And whenever we talk about Tom Brady, we think, well, he sucks. I hate Tom Brady, but for me being a diehard Indianapolis Colts fan, I realized, never question greatness and never be like, oh no, whatever, it is what it is. No, Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. He's better than Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's in my top 5, but Tom Brady's number 1, dude. He's number 1 because he can get it done in the fourth quarter drives most all the time. He has it. He has that it factor. Some people are born with it, some aren't. Some people get it done, some don't. Tom Brady was the one to get it done. He did. So, homage to him. And I think, a lot of people are going to be at his ceremony, his retirement speech, all this stuff. I think it's for real. I really do. Hang it up, Tom. What else does he have to prove? I mean, if I was Tom Brady, I would have retired the first year I went to Tampa after winning that Super Bowl when he threw the trophy boat to boat. In Tampa, where it's like, damn, that really is Tom Brady. Just do whatever he wants. That's whatever the F he want life. That's what Tom Brady lives. So shout out to Tom Brady, man. It's gonna be different, right? The NFL now moving forward is gonna be so much different because we're not gonna see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl ever again anymore. Whereas like Tom Brady played in about 18% of all Super Bowls, dude. 18%. That's crazy, dude. Like Tom Brady, he said been to 10 of them. That is insane, dude. Like that's so unfair. Some people in the NFL, Chris, don't even go to 1 Super Bowl, let alone 10, dude. Like, what the heck? But, we look at Coach Bill Belichick, who coached Brady for most of his career, and we look at him and say, yes, he was a great coach, but we look at Coach Bill Belichick now without Brady. What has he done without Brady? Not much. So I think Coach Bill Belichick's going to realize, and I think he's even going to voice his opinion and say, look, Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. Without Tom Brady, I wouldn't have been a winner like I am today. So I think he should acknowledge that, whereas Tom Brady, he won with a different coach in Tampa. He didn't need Bill Belichick. Okay, but I do think in New England he did because Coach Bill Belichick was a great defensive coach. He had that defensive mind. So I think really they meshed together. So I think, obviously they're going to retire number 12 in New England. Who knows? Maybe even in Tampa too. But I think, with what New England had, the 6 Super Bowls they had together, it was nothing but greatness. It was nothing but cherished moments. Yes, you guys had a couple heartbreaks, lost to Philly, lost to the Giants twice back in 2007 and 2011. Shout to Eli. But overall, for Tom Brady, this was an A+, 100 out of 100, dude. Like, you maximized your career. You were not fast. You didn't run a 4.4 speed. You ran like a 5.4. Like, you couldn't jump high. You couldn't do some of these things. But I think the mindset of Tom Brady is what separated him from most of the pack. his mindset, his attention to detail, just everything that Tom Brady brought to the table, and his most important thing is heart, commitment, and dedication to the game. His heart to never give up, his clutch gene, everything that added up for Tom Brady. So, happy retirement for the GOAT Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl winner. We'll never see this again. Tom Brady is the GOAT, baby. It's the Cloud with Cam Show. Let's go!